Have you ever walked out of a conversation and thought, wait, what just happened? You agreed to something you didn't want to do. You apologized when you weren't wrong. You felt small for no clear reason. And later, in the shower, of course, your brain suddenly becomes a genius and says, oh, that's what I should have said. Yeah. What if I told you that a lot of these moments aren't random? There are psychological power patterns, old, strategic, almost invisible, that quietly shape how people treat you. Today we're talking about 7 Machiavellian laws that secretly control your life. Now, relax. This isn't about becoming evil or manipulative. It's about awareness. Because once you see these patterns, you stop being unconsciously controlled by them. Let's start with the first one. Law 1. People respect what feels scarce. The more available you are, the less valuable you often seem. Notice how when someone replies instantly every single time, people slowly start taking that for granted. But when someone takes their time, suddenly their attention feels important. Scarcity creates value. This doesn't mean play games, it means protect your time. If you're always saying yes, always adjusting, always available, people subconsciously rank you lower in priority. Ever seen how a last-minute cancellation suddenly makes the person seem busy and important? Humans are wired to value what feels limited. Law 2. Confidence beats competence at first. In many situations, the person who sounds sure gets believed more than the person who's actually right. In meetings, the calm voice often wins over the accurate but hesitant one. It's not fair, but it's real. Our brains use shortcuts. Confidence signals safety and leadership. That's why someone can say something slightly wrong with strong conviction and still control the room. The good news? Confidence is trainable. Tone, posture, eye contact, slowing your speech slightly. Small adjustments change perception massively. Law 3. People mirror the status you accept. If you act unsure of your value, others follow your lead. If you constantly self-deprecate, I'm probably wrong, but you're teaching people to doubt you before you even finish speaking. Humans look for cues about how to treat you. If you treat your opinions like they matter, others are more likely to do the same. It's subtle, but powerful. Law 4. Emotion is contagious. Walk into a room stressed and tense, people feel it. Walk in calm, people settle. Your nervous system talks to other nervous systems. This is why one angry person can ruin a whole group vibe, and one grounded person can stabilize chaos. The most powerful person in the room is often the one who controls their reactions. Imagine 2 coworkers get criticized. One explodes emotionally. The other nods calmly and says, "Got it, I'll adjust." Who looks more powerful? Exactly. Law 5. Information is power, but silence is more powerful. Most people talk too much when nervous. They overshare, they explain, they justify. But silence creates mystery. When you don't reveal everything immediately, people lean in. Think about negotiations. The person who talks first often gives away leverage. Even in everyday life, when someone insults you lightly and you just look at them calmly instead of reacting, that silence makes them uncomfortable. Not because you're scary, but because you're unpredictable, and unpredictability equals power. Law 6. People test boundaries early. When you meet new people, they often test you in small ways. They interrupt you. They make a small joke at your expense. They ask for a small favor. These aren't always malicious. It's subconscious calibration. They're figuring out where you stand. If you laugh it all off, agree to everything, tolerate everything, the tests escalate. But if you calmly hold boundaries early, not aggressively, just clearly, people adjust. A simple, "Actually, I'm not okay with that," said calmly, changes future behavior. Boundaries don't push people away, they teach people how to treat you. Law 7.
The person who needs less controls more. This one is deep. The more desperate you are for approval, attention, validation, or agreement, the more power you hand over. When you need someone to like you, they feel it. When you're okay either way, your energy shifts. Think about job interviews. If you walk in thinking, I need this job or I'm finished, your body tightens. If you walk in thinking, I'd like this job, but I have value regardless, you relax, and relaxed confidence reads as high status. Machiavellian strategy isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding power dynamics. And here's the twist. These laws work whether you're aware of them or not. If you ignore them, you get played by accident. If you understand them, you move differently. Now, here's something important. Power doesn't mean dominance. It means self-control. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loudest. It's the one who understands human behavior and doesn't overreact. Let's connect all 7. Scarcity protects your value. Confidence shapes perception. Self-respect teaches others your status. Emotional control stabilizes rooms. Silence creates leverage. Boundaries prevent escalation. Detachment reduces desperation. Notice something? Every single one starts with internal control. Not controlling others, controlling yourself. And here's a simple real-life example. Imagine someone sends you a slightly disrespectful message. Option 1, you fire back instantly, emotional, paragraphs long. Option 2, you wait. You respond short, calm, direct. Which one feels more powerful? Exactly. Machiavelli wrote about power centuries ago, but the core truth hasn't changed. Humans respond to signals. Signals of strength, signals of neediness, signals of control, signals of insecurity. You're constantly sending signals, even when you're silent. The goal isn't to manipulate people, it's to stop accidentally lowering your own power. Because the truth is, most people aren't being controlled by evil masterminds. They're being controlled by their own reactions. If you master your reactions, you quietly shift the dynamic. Not loudly, not aggressively, but clearly. And once you start noticing these patterns, you'll never unsee them. You'll see scarcity in dating, confidence in meetings, boundary tests in friendships, silence in negotiations, emotional control in leadership. You'll start recognizing who understands these laws and who doesn't. And the real secret, you don't need to dominate anyone. You just need to stop over-explaining, overreacting, over-giving, and over-neediness. Power often looks like calm. It looks like less talking, less chasing, less proving, more observing, more choosing, more deciding. The world runs on psychology, whether we admit it or not. And now that you see the patterns, the question isn't whether these laws control your life, it's whether you're aware enough to use them wisely. Because once you understand power, you don't have to force it. You just stop leaking it.